Hello once again. Today we have a fighter, award winning businesswoman to inspire us and help us in our journey towards success with her experiences and the knowledge. Welcome, Julie, to this Great People interview series.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me.
Great. So, first of all, you tell me about your award that you received and why, and I'm quite curious to know.
Yeah, it was a lovely surprise to find out that I'd been nominated for this award. And I'm quite new to the Birmingham scene, so the Signature Awards is a Birmingham-based awards event. It's run by Linda Jahal, who's a quite prolific character in the area as well. So I was delighted to be selected as a nominee, and then I put my application in after being told I was nominated. And I didn't feel like my story was particularly extraordinary or anything. I kind of put down how I got to where I was, and then found out that I'd been shortlisted as a finalist as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was just a mind-blowing evening. Went along to the awards, and then to kind of hear my name being called out as the winner that night, it's something that will always stay with me.
Well,
It was very special.
somebody winning the award, I'm sure my audience will agree that is not an ordinary person that you think you are. And I have been through your story a little bit, and I must say to the audience that it has been an extraordinary journey. And I say, she's a fighter for a reason. So let's explore a little more into this. So tell us, what is this business that you're a managing director, right?
Yeah. So
for Lightbox.
Yes, I'm a managing director of Lightbox. I've been in this sector for almost 20 years now, the
Wow.
advertising and marketing sector. I did take a brief kind of fork in the road to e-commerce, technology businesses during COVID, learnt lots more there, but I really missed the sector and I wanted to come back. My career history has been as the finance lead, FD, CFO, but I wanted to take that step into actually running the business rather than being kind of the second. I'd learned from some really inspirational CEOs, and I wanted to put those learnings into practice myself with my own little personal touches and branding on that as well.
Wow, fantastic. So what does Lightbox do?
Lightbox is a digital marketing agency. We design and build websites, and we also do digital marketing, so that can take many shapes and forms. Most people have probably heard of SEO, search engine optimization. We also do paid and organic social campaigns as well, so that might be advertisements on Facebook or getting their brand awareness out there really. There's billions of people active online at the moment, so
Absolutely.
trying to connect those customers with the brands that we work for, and that's not always to sell a product, it could be to raise awareness of something. We've got a lot of sustainable and charitable businesses who use our services as well.
Wow, fantastic. So what is it that differentiates Lightbox Digital, as a digital marketing agency from, the others who are out there? There's so many of them.
Some of it's going to sound a little bit corny because I'm going to tell you it is the people here. We hire for values, so when people start a Lightbox, we know that they're going to hold the same values that we have. We are revisiting that piece of work as well at the minute because we're always looking to improve ourselves too, not get stuck in time. But also we are a very collaborative agency, so we'll have kick-off meetings at the start of projects, make sure that we bring in SEO, digital expertise, and even if we're building a website, make sure that we're thinking about those things, even if we're not managing the project after that, making sure that we've kind of had a 360 view for the client before we do anything for them.
Right. Okay. Well, take us back into your story and tell us your experiences and of course any major challenges that you had and how you overcome those challenges.
Yeah, okay. So I actually grew up, my dad brought me up on my own now. I didn't have a mum, she left when I was 2. So I think that kind of removed some constraints for me to what like a woman should and shouldn't be doing as they grew up. So I kind of didn't feel like there was any barriers for me. and when I got to them, I just kind of knocked them down. I left school with no qualifications.
Okay.
I kind of went straight into work at a supermarket, ending up in a financial role after I had my daughter, because it was a role that I could do 4 days a week at the time. I just ended up being really, really good at finance. I got to a point in my career where I realised if I didn't get the academics to back up what I was doing on a day-to-day basis, that I wasn't going to progress in my career anymore. I really wanted to become an FD at the time, and I knew I needed to get my ACCA degree, but because I'd got no qualifications for exemptions, I needed to go way back in time and start again. So I did IABs, then I did AATs. That got me onto the ACCA course, and I had to do all these outside of work as well. I was bringing up a young daughter on my own.
That's hard work.
Yeah, it was really hard work, but it was very much worth it at the end. So, I kind of wish I'd stayed in school and done those things back then, but I didn't. So it was so hard to get, and with the ACC as well, challenges I've overcome that were really difficult at the time. When I was doing the last of my ACCAs, I was going through a divorce at the time.
All right.
I was having to sell my house as part of the divorce, and 2 months after I started the divorce as well, I found out that I got bowel cancer. That was really tough. I had to have some surgery.
Oh, you had a bowel cancer?
Yes, I did, yes. So if I could give one piece of advice, it's if there's anything that you feel isn't right, get to the doctors, get it checked out, because I ignored signs for years. And I think I must repeat that. In spite of not having the liberty or the situation demanded not to go through the school straight after in those right kind of ages, she continued her study, finished her study. And in spite of all the challenges, on one hand you are selling your house, on the other hand you have, your divorce going on, and at the same time you have a cancer. I can't imagine, a situation worse than that. You are kind of stuck from all the ends. But in spite of that, she's fought, and she is where she is today. And that's why, you are our very special guest in our inspirational series of great people. So, yes, please continue. Yeah, it was a really tough time, but I'm quite the pragmatist. I'm very resilient as well and resourceful. So when I found out these things, to me, it's just a case of setting out a plan. Okay, I've had this news. What happens next? What do I do? I had the surgery. Unfortunately, the surgery had shown it was in some lymph nodes as well, so I needed chemotherapy. And I was absolutely determined to finish my ACCA studies. I was 2 exams away from becoming qualified. So I decided whatever happened, I was taking my last exam and I was going to put all my effort into that. So I still took it, but I'd got chemotherapy, which I took intravenously 3 days before my exam. And the chemotherapy used to make my hands seize up, so I actually had it put in my left hand so I could still write in my exam. And I went to the exam, I did the exam. I don't still remember much about it because I was feeling quite ill on the day, but a month later it all played out. It was worth it because
amazing.
I passed, and that was it. Then I was qualified. Very, very happy day for me.
Well, absolutely a proud moment, I must say. When, in spite of all these difficulties, you did the exam, and not only did, you qualified finally.
Yeah.
Great. So, what are the plans now that you're managing director of this company? And so you have expansion plans, and where we are today in the Lightbox, and where you want to take it?
Yes, Lightbox at the moment's about a 20-person agency. My history has been at agencies that have grown, so I've got a lot of experience in high growth businesses, mergers, acquisitions, and those sorts of things. So there's a few things for Lightbox in terms of our expansion plans. There's growing organically the clients we've already got. there's winning new clients, but also obviously a big piece of our expansion plan is going to be doing our own acquisitions as well. I don't want to get Lightbox to a size that's probably above a 100-person agency. So
Wow.
we've got a 5-year kind of business plan at the moment to grow us to that way, but we will need to bolt on some acquisitions to do that.
It's mainly a UK-based customers that you have?
Yeah, it is at the moment, but we're kind of looking everywhere for what type of acquisition we are. We're still going through the strategy of what that might look like. Is it a company abroad? Is it in a different part of this country? Is it a different offering? So we're just defining that now, where as I'm kind of working through,
Right.
you know, what our core offering is, whether we complement that offering with more of the same or do something that we don't currently offer and expand our services.
Wow, fantastic. So I guess as part of the expansion, you know, your processes, your platforms,
Yeah.
and the tools that you use, by means of platforms, I mean online platforms,
Yeah.
are very crucial to your delivery, your internal productivity,
Yeah.
as well as customer-facing, you know, support that you might have.
Yeah.
So are you using any tools at the moment and any platforms?
Yeah, one of the first things I did when I got to Lightbox was I pulled finance in-house. I feel like if you're going to grow your business, you need to have that financial intelligence like at your fingertips,
Mm-hmm.
understand that data yourself. So we hired our first finance person in-house.
Wow.
With me being an FD, it's easy for me to take someone like that under my wing as well. We hired a project manager from the really big agencies to bring in their own kind of practices and protocols to that. And then we've invested significantly in a kind of, it's a software platform called Synergist.
Mm-hmm.
It's used by lots of other big agencies. We're probably a little bit smaller than most agencies that use that software, but
Right.
I'm convinced that we're going to grow and that's going to be game-changing software for us. It's a full project management system, and it manages a lot of our finances in there too.
Wow.
And it gives people the tools to do that whole on time, on brief, on budget, and have one source of truth for us as well, rather than looking over 5-6 different systems to find information.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's kind of a CRM
Yes.
system,
Yeah.
wherein you manage everything, you know,
Yeah.
that goes in a project.
Yeah.
Are you using anything specifically for, you know, social media planning or delivery?
Yeah, well, we can actually use Synergist for a lot of the kind of planning of that in terms of
Okay.
other tools. The team use something called Coact as well for our SEO. We're actually doing a lot of our social media reporting within that system as well.
Okay.
Some of the social media people use different tools, so we do use Lumi on some clients, and then we use Canvas on some other ones as well.
Wow.
But we're reviewing those tools as well at the moment, because I think it's important in an agency that we have consistent tools and
Yeah.
ways of working as well.
And I saw when I came in through the door, you had those, you know, lights and
Yeah.
cameras. So are you getting into filming as well?
Yeah, so we're currently hiring for a videographer. We're using the Kickstarter scheme. We've had a lot of successful Kickstarters at the business. I'm not sure if you're
Yeah.
familiar with the scheme, but
Yeah.
we've converted a few full-time staff off the back of that scheme, and it's the last kind of batch of them now that the scheme's closing down. So we're
All right.
going to get in some videographers, content writers, and give those people a real opportunity to turn that into a meaningful employment after the 6-month placement's ended.
Yeah.
And that kit that you've seen out there is all part of that plan. But what we don't do very well at Lightbox is it's like a cobbler with his shoes. You know, we're great at doing our clients' marketing. We often leave ours to the back burner. And we'll get round to it another time. So
Right.
that's something we really want to focus our efforts on. And I've said I want us to run our marketing like we are actually a client, rather
Mhm.
than, oh, we've got something else more
Right,
pressing today.
yeah.
So that's part of
Yeah.
our plan.
So if you were to go back in time,
Yeah.
you know, what you would have done differently?
Yeah. Other than get myself checked out at the doctors a lot sooner than I did.
Yes, I
yeah.
think that's a lesson for all of us. You know, if you're having, you know, difficulty, any issues with your health, you know, get it checked out earlier. And I think that's a significant piece of advice. It's nothing to do with digital, it's nothing to do with digital marketing, but we're here for inspiration and knowledge. I think this is something, extraordinary to know from the person who has actually faced it. So I take that.
Yeah. And then I guess if I could go back and do something a little bit differently, I probably would have stayed on at school or took studies rather than leaving school and going straight into work. It's just really difficult doing those things when you're bringing up a daughter and you're trying to work. Had 2 jobs for 10 years as well to try and create some extra pennies for holidays and stuff. So that was really tough. But then I also think, maybe I wouldn't be me if I hadn't had to do those things either. So
Absolutely.
I've got no regrets about it at the moment, but I think I could have made things a lot easier for myself.
You mentioned about your daughter.
Yeah.
So, I know your daughter plays a big role in your life.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us more about it?
Yeah, so my daughter's actually my inspiration. She's why I get out of bed in the morning, and I just want to make sure that she's proud of everything that I do, and she has actually kind of said she's on LinkedIn and everything. She's very career driven. She's a forensic investigator. She's starting a job with the police soon because the morals and values that Becky's had instilled in her as I work for a great company at the minute, but I actually want to get closer to, the work that I'm doing is helping get convictions and stuff rather than it's helping, a P&L.
Yeah.
So, she's got those values instilled in her, and she's really proud of what I've done as well. So, and she said she looks up to me for inspiration herself, and she feels like that's why her career's got such a kickstart too. We have quite adult conversations even from when she was little. I'd often walk her to the office with me, and she'd come into work after hours if I had something to finish, and I'd try and involve her in it.
Amazing. That's great to know. Hi there. I just wanted to share with you all why London School of Digital Business is doing this great people interview series. Well, for the last few years, small and medium businesses have been facing lots of challenges. Individuals have been wondering what's going to happen to their careers because of these emerging trends and technologies, artificial intelligence, VR, AR. What's going to happen? It feels as if the world is changing. And then COVID hit, and there is a lot of depression in the minds of people. So we thought we need to bring in some positivity, bring in some motivation and inspiration. And it's all good to know these stories of, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. But we wanted to talk about the extraordinary stories of the people that you get to see in the ordinary world. They are no way ordinary people. They are great people, but they are the ones you can relate to. Hence, we thought this is something that we want to bring in to increase the chances of success for many, motivate them, give them the insights. And I'm so happy to share that every leader has shared completely unique and different insights because their situations have been different. Somebody was alone, and we know that entrepreneurs are alone at the top and how it feels, and they fought their challenges. Somebody had partnership, business partners, and somebody could not survive the business partnership, so they had to rebuild themselves. Somebody thought, well, I could have done this differently if I was to go back in time. So every insight is so unique. I must thank all the people who shared their journeys, and I'm sure this will help you all succeed in life, increase the chances of your success, as well as reach there faster, and of course, achieve happiness in life. Thank you for listening. And let's bring in some smiles now with some small, quick questions.
Yeah.
What you would like to do over a weekend?
So I'm a bit of a golf player. I'm not a very good golf player, but I do like to play golf, and
Wow.
I absolutely love travelling. And a couple of weekends ago, I was fortunate enough to just pop to Portugal for the weekend to play golf with my partner.
Wow.
And I just absolutely love seeing and being at new places, socialising with family and friends, and I'm quite the foodie as well. So
Foodie.
yeah, I love visiting a
Right.
new restaurant. We've got loads of great restaurants in Birmingham, so spoiled for choice.
Yeah,
right?
Birmingham, you got very good restaurants.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, well, how about your favorite holiday destination and why?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the USA. I don't tend to go anywhere twice, but the USA and Dubai are places that I've visited multiple times. There's just something about them keeps attracting me.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a bit of the foodie thing with both of them as well. Like the food there is just amazing, and
Right.
everything's just like bigger than
Would you,
life.
would you like to go and live there?
Yeah, I've kind of thought I might do for a couple of years one day maybe, or even like work out there one day. But
Mhm.
yeah, I feel like England's my home, and you know,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm quite comfortable here. I've got friends, family and stuff. So I think unless my daughter moved away with me, you'll probably find me here for a
Yeah,
long
you would
time.
probably want to stay here.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. And anything you want to share about your family, pets,
Yeah.
people at home?
Yeah, I haven't got any pets at the moment, just because I'd absolutely love a dog. I used to have a dog a long time ago, but I'm out quite a lot. Yeah, I've got wonderful family and friends. Like I say, my dad, he brought me up on his own, me and my brother.
Right.
I'm very close with my brother as well. He's got a really fabulous, successful career in his own right too.
Great.
And we're really, really close. And then I've got my partner John at home, and he's been one of the people who's pushed me along when I've said, oh, I don't think I could do this and that.
Wow.
He's always said, you can, I believe in you, I know you can.
He's a strong support in your life then.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they say behind every, strong man is a powerful woman. I think it's kind of the opposite way around for me. I've definitely got him there.
Great.
Pushing, and my daughter as well, like, come on, you can do it, like, we know how good you are.
Wow, fantastic. So blessed to have such people around.
Yeah.
Right, and I think, some of the questions are more towards, self-exploration.
Yeah.
So I would say, what would be your inspiration and why?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I want to do things that make my daughter proud. I'm kind of mini obsessed with legacy at the moment, and when I talk about legacy, I'm not Elon Musk, I'm not Bill Gates, I'm not, going to be able to change the world, but what I think I need to do every day is, I feel if I can improve the little bit of world that I'm in, if people can come to work for the business that I help run, and that's a place where they can be themselves, they can be happy, they've got a meaningful career, then for me that's a massive tick in the box. That will make me really happy.
Yeah.
And then I feel like when the day comes that, I start to wind down a bit, maybe want to retire, I feel like I've left that place better than when I found it. That would make me really happy, and that's what I mean when I talk about legacy.
Right. Wow. So interesting. And any piece of advice that you would like to give to our audience? There are lots of people on social media. There are lots of people on our website visiting for various reasons.
Yeah. I guess it's just if there's something that you want to do and you're passionate about it, I'd absolutely advocate passion for your craft. If you've got a passion for what you're doing, it will shine through in everything you do. Go for it, make a plan. When I'm thinking about where I want to be in 5 years' time, I kind of imagine that, and I don't think I can materialise it just by thinking about it, but I think about that and then I start to break it down into sections. What do I need to do to get to that point in 5 years? And once it's broke down into little steps, and for me that was as simple as stuff, right, sign up for AAT, get that one, and then after that you can sign up for ACCA. Break things down into little digestible, easy steps, and just take one step at a time towards it. Before you know, you'll look back and you'll realise how far you've come.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that advice. I'm sure the listeners are going to be really inspired by today's interview. I think there is lots to learn, and I insist that some of you should go through this interview again. There are lots of pieces of advice here, and even if there is one thing that one person implements in their life, I think this time is worth spent. Thank you very much for your time here, and I like this cup, by the way, Lightbox Digital Marketing, all the best for your future endeavors.
Yeah, thank you.